You are too expensive is rarely about our prices. Hello, creative freelancers and solopreneurs, and welcome to Coaching for Creatives. I'm Aura McKay. I'm the founder of Business of Creativity, and today we're going to have a conversation about what does it actually mean when your leads, your clients tell you again and again, you're too expensive. And this comes up as a objection in a sales conversation again and again, but it's not necessarily a real price objection. Often when we hear you're too expensive, what our clients are really trying to tell us is that they don't see the value in what we're offering. I don't know about you, but I am the kind of person who will buy my handbags at a secondhand store and look for a great deal. But there are other people who will spend $1,000 on a handbag. Are you the kind of person who thinks that $5 for a cup of coffee is too expensive or totally worth it? Sometimes this question of you're too expensive gets confused with I don't see the value in it. And what's really happening is that we've probably done a poor job of being clear about the value that we provide in like meaning communicating our value differentiation, our unique selling proposition. Maybe it's because we've been ineffective in our marketing or our sales conversation. Maybe we just have the wrong offer. The way that the thing that we're offering just doesn't actually matter to that person. Sometimes when you're a, make your coffee at home kind of person, spending $7 or $5 on a cup of coffee doesn't make any sense to you at all. And it might be that that's just the wrong offer for a coffee drinker. Or maybe they just truly don't have the money and it's a question of budget. And finally, maybe it's the wrong customer. So there's a lot of different reasons why you're too expensive might come up as an objection in a sales conversation. So let's look at a few of these. So one of them is kind of conflated, like all of them are kind of conflated together in being really clear and understanding what is it that I'm offering and why have I designed this offer? How does my offer align with what my clients actually need? If somebody really needs something, like if you've ever been in that place where you've like desperately needed a cup of coffee, you'll pay more for the convenience of getting a cup of coffee quickly. If you've ever been in a situation where you've like really needed a cup of coffee and the only option is super expensive and you've said, yep, that's too expensive, you're still not connected to the value of that coffee in the moment. I know these metaphors may not make sense for your own creative business, but sometimes when we think about our creative services and our creative businesses, we can get distracted by our own feelings and thoughts and confidence rather than actually seeing the lesson that's possible. So if you're getting a you're too expensive objection again and again and again, one place to look is, okay, on what am I basing the value? So what is the value that my clients are looking for that my service can provide? Is it convenience? Is it that it's happening quickly? Is it that they can know there's no way they can do it themselves? Is it my years of expertise that gives them a unique perspective on it? Getting really clear about what makes you different. And then step two, getting good at communicating what makes you different. So the first part is getting really clear on what makes you different, what in your offers you're offering that aligns specifically with your client's needs and why they care about it. And then figuring out how to effectively communicate it. So first comes clarity on your offers and aligning that with their desires and wants, and then comes marketing and communications. So if you're in a sales conversation and you're getting the objection, you are too expensive, probably the marketing that that person has been exposed to hasn't really done a good job of communicating that value yet. So communicating the value in your marketing, if you are talking to a cold lead or a cold prospect, you need to do that in the conversation of really getting to talk to them about why they're considering their services, what they care the most about from your services, and really helping them to understand the value that you're going to bring to them and to their lives or their businesses. So clarity on that value, then effectively marketing and communicating it. It might be that your offer just really is completely out of alignment and you need to review your offer to make sure that it's actually what people want. Let's look at the one where they truly don't actually have a budget. If they really don't have the money, but they really want to work with you, they see the value in you, they see the value in what you can do for them, they're aligned with you, they know you, they like you, they trust you, they really want to work with you, but they genuinely can't afford you. This is not the time to lower your prices or offer a discount. This is the time to perhaps look at how you could adjust your offer to meet them where they're at in their budget and still provide some value for them. So I want to be really clear that yes, we can meet our clients' budgets, especially if we're doing custom quoting or we're working B2B. Often meeting a client's budget is exactly what we need to do. And meeting that budget by adjusting your offer, changing how many revisions you do, or changing the usage and application of what you provide, or limiting the number of files, or changing your offer into specific phases so they can budget it over time. There's all different kinds of pricing strategies that you can leverage to be able to adjust your offer to align with your client's desires and their budget. So if you're getting the "you're too expensive" message over and over again, it's not the time to lower your prices. It's the time to consider, what is the value that I'm bringing? How am I doing with the marketing communication of that value? Is this in fact the right client for me? If it is the right client for me, how could I adjust my offer to align with what they have available to invest, to align with their budgets? So these are the kinds of things that the Pricing for Creatives program that comes up in November and again in January, we're going to build the foundation of this by looking at in detail, what are your offers? Why are you including the elements that you're including? How does your offer bring value to your ideal clients? And then looking at, how are we going to price that offer so that it makes the marketing and selling of it easier, so that it aligns with what your clients are expecting to invest in it, and so that you can make profit and set yourself up for growth. So pricing is the first step to doing that. And then of course, once you have your offers completely dialed in, the next step is learning how to market and communicate the value of those offers to your clients in a powerful and compelling way. So gang, I do see we have some folks who are on the Coaching for Creatives sessions live. If you do have some questions, please go ahead and type them into the comments. I'd love to hear what has come up for you when you've heard "you're too expensive." What are your challenges and frustrations around that? And I will share a little bit about one of the things that, one of the little tricks that I've used in the past. It's not really a trick, it's more of a tip that I've used in the past to handle that objection in the actual sales conversation. So if they've gotten all the way through my marketing and they were at a sales conversation and they say, you're just too expensive, and I'm trying to decide or understand, what do they actually mean? Which of these possible scenarios is happening here? One of the questions that you can ask is, I understand that you're saying that this is too expensive right now, and I'm wanting to get clear, too expensive as compared to what? So sometimes they're comparing the $5 Starbucks coffee with what they can make at home. And then of course, a $5 Starbucks coffee is way too expensive. But when you position the value of investing in that money, where they get environment, they get to be seen, they get a sense of belonging, they get to align with community, they get convenience, they get reliable quality, they get a predictable experience. There's all these kinds of things around convenience that they get to have with their $5 investment that they don't get, that's not part of the value proposition with their make it at home investment. So if all you're saying is I have a coffee and I have a coffee, then yeah, the prices don't match up and the second coffee does occur as really expensive. But when you get curious, so the first step in a sales conversation is to first acknowledge what they've said, to really acknowledge, hey, I hear you. I hear you say that it's too expensive. I have some questions and I'm a little bit curious. Can I ask you more about that? Then you want to get curious about, well, what do you think it's expensive compared to? Like, what are you comparing it to? That's a really great way of understanding whether or not they're even comparing you to a competitor, or and it can help you understand where you can focus on adding more value back into them. Another way you can do it is you can say, I understand that you feel that it's too expensive. Because remember, it's too expensive or you're too expensive is just an opinion. It's just from their perspective. It's not necessarily the truth. So it's something that they're feeling at the moment because maybe they don't understand the value, or maybe they don't have the same urgency right now. So I understand that you feel like this is too expensive. And then you can let them know, you know what, you're not crazy. Other clients in the past have felt the same way. So I understand that you feel like it's too expensive. In the past, I've had other clients have felt like it's too expensive. I'm doing a bad job of this. I'm going to try again. I understand that you feel like we're too expensive. In the past, other clients have felt the same way. And what they have found is that when they compare our prices with what the competition is offering, the prices are different, but so is the value. Let me tell you more about the difference in value. So I did a poor job. I kind of stumbled through it, but the idea is, I understand this is how you feel. Other people have felt the same way, and here's what they have found. So you acknowledge where they're at in their feelings. You tell them that they're not alone and other people have felt the same way. And then you tell them the new way of thinking that is possible for them so that they can see the value in their investment. And remember, it's just about the value to them. So it's really important that you find out what matters to them so that you can align your offers and your prices with what they really care about. Gang, when we really, really want something, when we think it's going to make a big difference, or it's worth a lot, or it's really valuable to us for some reason that's very compelling, price no longer becomes an issue. So if you're hearing over and over and over again, you're too expensive, it's probably because you haven't been really clear on what that value is, that perhaps you've designed an offer that's not exactly aligned with what your clients want, that there's an opportunity for you to get better at communicating and marketing the value that your offer provides. Or maybe there's an opportunity for you to adjust and tweak that offer to meet your clients where they're at. And finally, gang, if all of those is not the case, it's possible that this is the wrong client for you and that they're never going to see the value, enough value to pay your prices. So then the opportunity is to refer them to somebody else who can better meet their value expectations and their price expectations. It's a big topic. I think that I've given you a lot to think about. If you're really not sure and have more questions, please feel free to reach out to me here in the Facebook group or to message me personally. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about business, marketing, and mindset. My name is Aura McKay. I'm the founder of Business of Creativity, and I will see you here next week on Coaching for Creatives. Thank you so much.